Welcome to Agenda Edina, a program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. Public safety and building maintenance top the list of priorities in the city's 2020-21 budget. Earlier this month, the City Council approved a budget of $39.7 million for 2020, an increase of less than 6% over 2019. On a median valued home in Edina, the effect will be a monthly increase of about $7.
One of the things that the City Council looks at is really what is the impact to the taxpayer and what is the budget providing for them. So when you look at the impact to our median value home, which is about $550,000, the highest in the metro, their tax increase was just under 4%. So $87 a year or $7 a month. So fairly minor impact to the median value homeowner, but still a lot of services being provided.
The new budget increases the level of dedicated revenue available for capital reinvestment into infrastructure, adds public safety positions and staff to manage maintenance of the city's 80 buildings and facilities, and continues funding for work on the city's racial equity plan and other equity initiatives. The budget also includes funding for new fire vehicles, body-worn cameras for police officers, and 2 new services, organics recycling and inspection and licensing of residential rental property. The city received significant federal grants to offset part of the budget, including one to add 6 new paramedic firefighters and another for body-worn cameras. Fees will cover the costs of the new organics recycling and rental inspection programs.
And when you look at just the general fund, which is $47 million, property taxes only fund 70% of that total. And other big revenue sources for us include licenses and permits, as well as charges for services. So what people don't see is that the City of Edina's budget is fairly complex.
Because the council approved a 2-year budget, the city will work on its capital improvement plan in 2020. A comprehensive plan put together with the help of more than 100 residents has been approved by the City Council. A comprehensive plan is a vision of what a city wants to be. It is also a framework for shaping future growth and change, protecting what a community values, enhancing what the community wants to improve, and creating what the community feels is lacking. It also helps clarify the relationships between the community, its neighboring municipalities, and the region.
All comprehensive plans are a vision for the city of what they want to be. And it is a framework for the city to review development projects and what occurs in the city. It also identifies what the city wants to enhance or maintain or change.
Minnesota state law requires that comprehensive plans must be reviewed and updated every 10 years. Now that the City Council has approved the plan, it must be approved by the Metropolitan Council. The process is expected to take several months before it comes back to the Edina City Council for adoption. Edina Mayor Jim Hovland is one of just 2 Minnesota mayors appointed to the Climate Mayors Steering Committee, a group of 24 mayors who will serve as a leading voice in efforts to further climate action in cities across the United States, making up the Climate Mayors Coalition. St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter is also part of the group. The steering committee will work to highlight the importance of city-led climate action in creating healthier, cleaner, and more equitable and sustainable cities. The steering committee will also work to catalyze membership and more deeply engage their regions, as well as showcase the impactful work of existing climate mayors and how cities are helping meet the scope and the scale of the challenge posed by climate change.
Our residents of our community and our youth in our community have said that this is a critically important issue. We've seen it time and time again. And a great example of it is over at Southview. They've got a climate action group that meets every morning for 20 minutes in the orchestra room. And those young kids realize that this is an issue that's critical for their future and their kids' future, and we should be realizing the same thing ourselves.
As a Climate Mayor's member city, Edina has committed to bold climate action and has followed through on it by implementing an energy action plan, creating green fleet recommendations, and implementing an energy benchmarking ordinance. Some animals outside Edina City Hall are drawing quite a bit of attention. Edina TV's Jay Ness gives us a closer look at the creation of a unique new piece of art.
You know, I need an idea what the subject matter is.
Given the location of it, I thought it'd be cool to do something different.
As a forester, Luther Overholt had been noticing a steady decline in City Hall's south side oak tree.
We're really good at, removing trees and making it look like there's nothing there, but I just thought with the location of this tree and the size of it, what else can we do besides just, cutting it down or, trimming it back? And that's when I kind of came up with the idea of doing, some chainsaw art.
An idea that would require a very special skill set for something of this size.
It's always a surprise. The phone rings and somebody asks you to do something.
Curtis Ingolstad is no novice when it comes to creating iconic art here in Minnesota.
I worked with our art commission here at the city, and after throwing back some ideas and what he's good at, that's how we kind of came up with this idea of just an Edina animal collage, something, that kind of represents the wildlife here in the city. I like that it's different from every single angle, so no matter what side you're on, you see something different on it.
Luther estimates the tree is anywhere from 100 to 150 years old. It's been here in Edina longer than any of us, which was a reason to prolong its presence.
If you grow up here, you see these iconic things like blue herons, turtles, eagles, owls, and so incorporating that all in brings a sense of home.
Like you said, I'm a resident here in Edina myself, and so I just kind of started thinking outside the box and trying to find something different and showcase, what's possible to the public. If your tree's dead, you don't necessarily have to go and cut it down right away and get rid of it. There are other cool things you can do with them after that.
I've done a lot of these animals over and over again. I like to keep things somewhat in proportion, and I like to keep them somewhat realistic looking. The hornet on the top was a special request from the city. I'm always looking for that specific piece that identifies whoever's asking for it. They have to have something that's a signature piece for them, and that's important to me.
And those passing by are more than noticing the signature piece.
I know, when I've been out here a couple times just checking on stuff, I've seen lots of people slow down and, look.
You take the studio outside. A lot of times I have people stop by, they give the thumbs up, they honk their horns, look at you and go, oh, I've been watching the whole process of this. And so they get kind of invested in that process, which is kind of fun. The city of Edina sees value in what I do, and they're investing in that, and that's super important to me. I try to give my best into every single project I do. I'm looking to make somebody's life inspired.
From City Hall, I'm Jay Ness, Edina TV.
The animal carving is the latest addition to the city's permanent art collection. Other pieces are added by donors and through donations. If you'd like to make a donation, contact the Edina Community Foundation. On behalf of all of us at Edina TV, happy holidays. Thank you for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.